Hi students, how are you? I think you are all fine and following the classes, videos without any disturbance. Here in our last class, we discussed the topic of the elements of state. Out of that elements of state, we discussed two elements, that is population, territory, and more two essential elements are there. Those are government and sovereignty. We will discuss today about government and sovereignty. What is government? In generally, state is different, government is different. I told you in last example also, government of India. India is the state which is ruling the political organization, that is nothing but calling as the government. It is considered as the third essential element of the state. It is a political organization. What it is meant for? It is basically meant for to direct, regulate and control human activities. It gives the directions. It is going to regulate. It is going to control the human activities in the state. It is the basic objectives of the government. In our political science, there is a definition is there for the government. According to the Garner, J.W. Garner, government is an agency through which common policies are determined and common affairs are regulated and common interests are promoted. Here everywhere you are going to listening the word common. Here is common, here is a common, here is a common. What is that basic meaning of common? Here the common means it is related to all people, not intended, not targeted only a particular person. So basically government is an agency or a missionary through which common policies are determined. State is going to determine the common policies for people, for the country, and common affairs are regulated. Through that policies, this state is going to regulate the common affairs of the people and common interests are promoted. Whatever the people's interests are there, social society interests are there, they are promoted by the state through government. In this way, government is an agency or missionary which is going to act on behalf of the state. This is the basic meaning of the government. So, government act on behalf of the state. State uses the government to fulfill its objectives. This is the basic meaning of the government. I think you have understood it now clearly. For example, government of India. Here India is the state, government is the present ruling political organization. Present ruling political organization. Government is keep on going, changing for every 5 years or whenever elections are going to be conducted. But here state, India is state, that is a permanent one. This is the basic aspect and primary issue. As a political science student, everyone should understand the difference between the government and state. Moreover, we are discuss about all these issues in forthcoming lessons also. So here try to understand that government is a missionary, that is an agency, organization which works on behalf of the state. It is going to prepare the common policies, regulate common affairs, and it always promote the common interests of the people. This is the basic aspect of the government. And you know that governments are of different forms. In our last classes also we take that aspect. Generally presidential form of government and parliamentary form of government. For example, India's form of government is the parliamentary form of government, and USA's form of government is the presidential form of government. This is the basic forms of governments. What will happen if there is no government? What is government doing? It is regulating, it is controlling, it is directing the activities of the people. So, if any time government is not going to exist, there is a chance of existence of anarchic conditions. Anarchic conditions or unpeaceful conditions are going to exist. People always try to fight each other for their selfish needs and necessities. At such instances, government is going to regulate the people, put the country in a harmonious, peaceful stage also. It is going to punish the lawbreakers. It is going to punish the thieves also. In this way, government is one important organization. Without government, there is no state. State existence shall not be there. This is the aspect of the government. And the next aspect, next essential element is the sovereignty. Sovereignty is the fourth essential element of the state. What is the meaning of sovereignty? Sovereignty is supreme power. Sovereignty in our English language is nothing but supreme power. The state is only having the power of the sovereignty over and all of its societies, associations, individuals in the territory. Because of that only, state is always distinguished from all other organizations in a country. No such power is possessed by other organizations in the country. At the same time, if you take the aspect, the population is there, territory is there, and government is also there, then there is no power of sovereignty. Such organization never be called as the state, because such state have no powers within the hands. So the state must and should possess the power of the sovereignty. In this way, sovereignty is the supreme power of the state. It is possessed only by the state also. And the aspect of sovereignty is also of two types: internal sovereignty and external sovereignty. Internal and external sovereignty. Internal means within the country. Internal means within the country. For example, within India. That means in internal aspect, the state possesses the power over and all organizations, associations and individuals also within the limits of the state, within the borders of the country, that is inside. Such inside sovereignty is nothing but calling as the internal sovereignty. And external means out of the territory. Out of the territory. That means every state has its own freedom to prepare its own policies. No other country can have the power to control it. This is the aspect of the external sovereignty. So, this is the basic difference between internal and external. Just you have to remember that internal means within the country, inside the country. External means out of the territory, outside of the country, or the freedom from foreign countries. This is the basic difference. There is a huge discussion is there in your forthcoming classes regarding the aspect of the sovereignty. We will take more details. We will go more in depth regarding about this concept in our next classes. These are basically considered as the essential elements of the state. But recently one more aspect also element is also introduced, that is the international recognition. International recognition. This is another essential element recently added to our subject concept. What is the basic meaning of international recognition? Recognition means recognizing, that is identifying. Every state must be recognized by the other state, as usually United Nations organization also. This is the basic meaning of the international recognition, because no state cannot survive independently. Every state should be depends another state for anything or everything, so that only all world countries should be recognized by other country, and at the same time they are also recognized by the United Nations organization also. This is the basic aspect of the international recognition, a new prominent concept recently added to the essential elements of the state. So with this we have concluded the topic of the elements, essential elements of the state. There is one 10 marks question is there. Define state and explain essential elements of the state. This is the 10 marks question, important one for your final examinations. If you listen this third and fourth class, I think you may be able to not only understand but also you can write yourself also about this question and essential elements of state. Okay, thank you. If any doubts are there, then you can please post through WhatsApp. I will give you the reply. Most probably try to listen the videos twice or thrice, as it is a new subject. You have to understood it very clearly. Okay, thank you.